Hey, came in the game getting money. Flip chicks, whip, get money.
Guys, so I'm just going to do a quick little video on the new update. So Heatran is now entering Pokemon Go, which is really, really exciting. So saying goodbye to Cresselia, saying hello to Heatran.
Oh, hot, 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 hot.
Man, I really enjoyed Cresselia. It was my first 100% legendary. Super excited, I got that in Mackay. It was really rad. And now we've got Heatran rocking up. So I'm excited for Heatran. Heatran is a cool Pokemon. If you actually go through and read about it, it's very cool. It lives in volcanoes. If it wasn't for the magma stone, it would be, unleashed. It has these massive claws and it crawls around the inside of the volcanoes. Blood boils all the time, and part of its body is actually warped by the heat of its own boiling blood, which I think is totally gangster. So it's coming in as the highest TDO fire type Pokemon in Pokemon Go, which will replace, again, in my opinion, Entei. We've got Moltres, we've got Flareon, which is arguably, well, not arguably, they're both the best fire type DPS in the game. Entei's DPS is a bit lower, but it has much higher stamina, much higher hit points, making it the highest TDO fire type right now. So Heatran's going to replace that, which I think is very cool. I love Heatran, it's going to be cool. So obviously you got your fire type. So your fire type's weak to your water, it's weak to your ground, and it's weak to your rock type. And then you've got your steel, which is again weak to fire, weak to ground, and weak to fighting. So as you can see, there's a bit of a pattern there. Both of its types are weak to ground. Now, what that means is ground types is going to be the choice. So my top 4 Pokemon that I'd use if I was going to be using ground, first of all would be Groudon. No secret there, Groudon is off the chain, amazing, legendary. Groudon, you want to be using Mudshot and Earthquake. My second choice would be Rhyperior with Mud Slap and Earthquake. My third choice would be Golem with Mud Slap and Earthquake. And my fourth choice would be Flygon. Yeah, Flygon. Flying and, no, it's a dragon and ground type, which means, it's totally unaffected by either of those types, as far as the dragon aspect goes. And I think it's a good opportunity to Flygon to make an appearance if you haven't got those other ones. And you want to be using Mudshot? Mudshot and Earthquake with that as well. So those are my first 4 picks. The downside of it being a ground type, all of those are ground types with ground type attacks. Now, Steel's strong against ground, so you're going to be taking a 1.4 times as much damage. But because it's got double weakness to ground, you're going to be actually doing 1.96 times as much damage. So if you're confident in your ability to dodge, and you're confident in your ability as someone that's quite experienced in raids, I'd go with ground. If you want a safer option and you don't want to have to worry about dodging all the time, you can of course go with the water option. So the in between is going to be Swampert, obviously being a water type, bit of ground in there, pretty decent pick. I don't particularly like Swampert as a Pokemon. I don't think it's got great TPS. I mean, if you don't like me for saying it, that's fine. I won't be using Swampert. As far as water Pokemon go, my first type would be, of course, Kyogre. That would be my first choice, with Waterfall and Hydro Pump. My second choice would be Gyarados, of course, with Waterfall and Hydro Pump. And that is a water flying type, so flying is not affected extra by steel or fire, so that's totally sweet. Vaporeon, so you're going to be using Water Gun or Hydro Pump. Vaporeon's a tank, we all know it, it's no secret. And my fourth one would be Melodic. So Melodic is totally cool. Melodic has Waterfall and Surf, so that would be my fourth pick as a water type. Now, the water is just a bit of a safer pick. Obviously, it's strong against fire. You're only doing 1.4 times as much damage, but you're actually getting a resistance as well, depending on what moveset that specific Heatran has. So if that Heatran is coming out with a Steel-type moveset, then obviously that's one thing. If it's coming out with a Fire-type moveset, it's completely another. But in my opinion, I'll be using ground, simply because I like to have the dodge, I like to have the bigger hits, I like to have more hits in there. I'd probably, realistically use a couple Groudons, a couple of Kyogres. Kyogres is probably my favourite Pokemon in Pokemon Go. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So those are the 8 Pokemon that I would be using against this. Swampert's still a good pick, but I won't be using it myself just because I don't really want to. But apart from that, if you have any questions, comments, if you like what I had to say or you dislike, if you disagree, that's totally cool. This is just my opinion on it. But get excited because Heatran is going to be the highest TDO for fire, and he's just such a cool looking Pokemon. He's a mix between a tortoise and a ram with orange and brown colours. I mean, how gangster can you get? Apart from that, thank you for watching. Happy hunting. Enjoy the Heatran raids, and yeah, just like, subscribe, hit the bell, whatever, all the things you're supposed to do. And thanks for another Pogo update. Peace out, y'all.
Hey, came in the game getting money. Flip chicks, whip, get money. Niggas get to playing with the money. Click bang for the money. Shit change over money.